I'm matching the poblanos.
O sea, le puedo acercarme un poquito hacia veces.
Pero cuando yo te diga.
¿No? No cierro ahí por el ruido.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Isabela. I'm so excited to have you back. But more than that, I mean, we've been talking about this recipe in all our classes. Pistachio Poblano Pasta. So can't wait to get started. And we're all happy to be here. And let's have some fun.
Hey, let's get started. Welcome everybody and welcome back to another virtual cooking class with Northgate. I'm your host for this evening. My name is Isabela and I'm really excited to be here. It's an honor and I'm really excited to cook with you guys and to learn something new. And yeah, let's get started. But before that, if you are new, I'm going to introduce myself again. And I am a photographer, a food stylist, and a self-taught chef. And I say self-taught because I didn't go to culinary school, but I think, well, I don't think, I've been told that I inherited the sazon from family members. A lot of people cook in my family, grandmothers, aunts, uncles have restaurants. My dad, he's the one who cooks in my house and he's, well, my mom bakes too, because she's gonna get mad if she sees this. She bakes, she also does stuff. She also cooks, but my dad enjoys it. Okay, that's a difference. And I basically grew up around the kitchen and I was always very interested in learning, and the smells always lured me in. And I always knew I wanted to cook, work in the food industry, but I also like photography. So I grew up and I was able to combine the both. Two of my passions, and I have this job where I'm a food photographer and I also cook the food and style it. So I'm very blessed and I'm really happy to be with you guys. And today we have 2 recipes, and if you guys have questions or you want to raise your hand, put it in the chat as we cook along, and if there's people cooking along, let us know so we can also pace ourselves, because sometimes I tend to talk a lot and go a little fast. But if there's people cooking with me, it's always amazing, and you can just ask or just mention that you're cooking and we'll paste it. And we have 2 recipes today, and we have the Poblano Pistachio Pasta that I'll explain what it's about, and then we have our special ending, because I know my people like to end with some piquete, and today we're gonna learn how to make a Mexican martini. And I've had a bunch of questions about what is a Mexican martini. People think it has cucumber and it has chile. No, it does not have both of those things, but it is very Mexican and it's a twist on a classic. So that's what we're going to end our class with. But today we're going to start with our pasta, okay? So what I have going on here is a pound of cooked pasta, and recipe mentions that cook according to the instructions of your pasta, because it always varies depending on the pasta brand or the type of pasta. I chose fettuccine. And you can use a shorter pasta, you can use a rigatoni, you can use spaghetti, you can use whatever you want, penne or elbows or monitos, whatever. But here I chose, I have 1 pound of pasta that I cooked in water with a little bit of olive oil and salt. I always do that, and it's drained, okay? And here I have 5 poblanos, and we don't have to, no los tienen que tatemar, no son rajas. You don't have to, put them over the gas burner and remove the skin, because they're gonna be blended. So don't worry about that. You just have to chop them, and they can be roughly chopped. They don't have to be small pieces because everything's going in the blender, okay? And what we have here is 1 onion, and it's also roughly chopped. We have 1 jalapeño, seeded and deveined. We have 2 garlic cloves minced, and we have 4 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of olive oil, okay? That's what we're gonna use for our first step. So first we're gonna saute our veggies, and we're gonna saute the base of our sauce, okay? So this is a poblano salsa. And what I love about, and I'm gonna start cooking while I talk. And what I love about recipes like this is that you can also, first I'm adding the butter and the olive oil, okay? And the pan is on medium. Okay, and then we're going to add our poblanos, okay? Poblanos and onion. There we go. And our onion. And we're gonna cook these together until our poblanos soften a bit. Okay. So this salsa, because it's a cream sauce, it's a cream poblano sauce. I love to use it on, you can use it basically, and I'm just gonna turn the heat up. You can use it on top of fish. You can use it over chicken. You can drizzle it over flautas. It's just a really good like sauce. It's a really good base. Maybe you can come over. There's not a lot going on yet, but you can see that I did a rough chop on here. We have our pasta and here we have our sauce. So just the butter, the oil, the onion, and the poblanos. And I'm gonna turn the heat a little bit up because this one's always a slow one. And what you want is you want your onion to cook a bit and you want your poblanos to soften. So I'm just gonna continue to saute here. I'm just gonna let it sit just like that. Okay. So this pasta, my mom made like this type of pasta while I was growing up. She would always make spaghetti con salsa poblano, and we would always add, like we thought it was spicy, but obviously it wasn't spicy because poblanos, sometimes you can get a spicy poblano and you can always tell when you're cutting it or when you smell it. And sometimes when they're really spicy is when they have like the tip or they start to turn red or have a little bit of red. That's when they're super spicy. But it's not a spicy pepper. It's just a very flavorful one. So when growing up, we would add like extra crema on top of it because we thought it was spicy. But it was like the creamiest, delicious spaghetti ever. So this is like kind of my grown-up version and my gourmet version because we're adding and we're gonna make pistachio cilantro pesto. Okay, you guys. And okay, this pesto, I always make a bunch because every time I make it and have it in the fridge, it just tends to disappear. Everybody eats it, and that's what I love about this recipe, that it involves kind of two recipes. Like you have two sauces going on that are a perfect marriage and different consistencies, and they go perfectly together. But you can also use this pesto over roasted veggies. You can also use this like over cheese, like on a cheese board, or you can use it just on your pasta alone. Like they're two really good sauces that you should definitely learn to cook them and manage them and have them like be your backups for a lot of things. So that's what I love about my recipes. And I tend to do that with my recipes. I tend to have things that you can also use on their own. So they're so good on their own. You can use them on their own and with some pasta, and it's good, you guys. Any questions? Anybody cooking with us? Is everybody waiting for the martinis because it's Thursday? Let me know.
Jorge's waiting for his.
Yeah. So at my house, we're martini lovers, and we have everybody chooses their own liquor for their martini. Like my sister and my mom like gin martinis, and I hate gin personally, and I always do vodka. But I also like my Mexican martinis that have tequila. I'll show you. So the poblanos have started to soften a bit, and they will also start to change color, you guys. So they're super vibrant green, which I'm matching my poblanos today. They're super vibrant and green, and they're gonna kind of start to turn a darker green when they're sauteed, okay, you guys? And if anybody's cooking along, remember, ask your questions. Don't be afraid.
Somebody said that you should have started with a piquete.
Oh, I know. You know what? I've been thinking about that. Maybe I shouldn't end with a piquete, but because maybe it gets a little bit more fun at the end or while we're cooking. No, but that's my way to keep you guys concentrated, to be honest.
Yeah, and I'll repost the directions again for everybody to see them.
Would you like me to repeat?
No, that's fine. They're asking me if I could post them And I
Yes.
posted them early, so I'm gonna post them one more time here.
Okay, you guys, seriously, I will not get tired of saying that poblanos, butter, and onion are like one of my favorite smells. I wish I can put this like in a candle and like gift it to somebody else. I swear, it smells amazing. Me encanta tatemar chiles. I like my neighbors to know I'm Mexican, it's fine. And I love how the house smells. So adding a little bit of salt and adding a little bit of pepper, just because the salt is gonna help the juices of the veggies come out faster. Just a little bit of pepper. And now we're going to add, because looks like my poblanos have started to soften and my butter, my onion too. So I'm going to add my garlic, my 2 garlic cloves minced, and I'm going to add my jalapeño. If you want to leave out the jalapeño, you can definitely do that. I like to add it because, like I said, it's my version, my grown-up version of this pasta. So I like to add a little bit more spice. You can also add a serrano if you're feeling brave. Jalapeño is a mild taste, especially if we deveined it and seeded it. So mild little kick at the end. Ooh, that smells good. I think we got a spicy jalapeno because I can smell this.
Mm.
The camera lady can smell it too. Yeah, it smells really good. Huele a changarro, a cenaduría aquí. Hey, it's a really good smell. Not complaining. Okay. And is anybody cooking along? Is anybody making a different pasta? Because I let you choose the pasta. It's a pasta of your choice. Like, I know a lot of people love spaghetti. A lot of people, I personally love rigatoni. I also like moñitos. How do you say? What are they called in English? Moñitos. Huh. I'll look into it.
Bow tie.
Bow tie pasta. Yes, yes. I love moñitos. Ooh, you guys, that smells so good. I'm gonna let that continue to saute, you guys, before I blend it. And you can leave it on medium heat. I'm just gonna leave it right there. And we're gonna continue to our pesto, okay? And this is a twist. Obviously, there's a million versions of pesto. Obviously, there's a traditional one with, this one also has basil leaves, but we're gonna do a little bit of a twist because we're gonna add, instead of the traditional piñones or pine nuts, we're gonna do pistachios, okay? So what we have going on here is I have 2 cups of tightly packed basil leaves, okay, you guys? And then I have 1 cup of tightly packed cilantro leaves, and I have half a cup of shelled pistachios. You can do roasted. I like to use, you can honestly use whatever you have at home, but I like to use mine roasted and unsalted because I like to control the salt on my pesto or on basically a lot of recipes, okay? So that's what I have going on here. Half a cup of shelled, roasted unsalted pistachios, half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese, 2 garlic cloves, the 2 cups of basil leaves, and 1 cup of cilantro. And we're going to start, and process it. I'm just going to give it a little stir to my poblanos that smell amazing. Over here. Ooh, they're starting to change color. Maybe you can show them so they can see that the onions are nice and softened, and that our poblanos have started to change color. Yeah. Look at that. See how they start to change color? Oops, we have one that wants to fly away. There we go. Ooh, you guys, smells so good. Hopefully the
They
camera
look delicious.
Yeah, they're really good. And it's a good one because you don't have to peel them. You don't have to get rid of the skin. I also feel like maybe for rajas, it's fine, but for this, that's going to be blended. It adds a lot of flavor. The skin always adds a lot of flavor. So we're going to continue, let that cook. And what we're going to do is we're going to show them over here that we are going to blend this in a food processor or a blender. I like the food processor because I can pulse. I can like control you can also do that in a blender, but what we're going to do, and that's good. Okay. And we're going to process first our dry ingredients. Okay. And these are our dry ingredients. And then we're going to slowly add our olive oil, or half a cup of olive oil. Okay. I'm gonna do low. Oh, my food processor tends to do that. It's a little dramatic. It kind of gets stuck sometimes. It's a little annoying. But hopefully we can make it. See? Has a lot of stuff going on, so I just have to move it around. It gets stuck sometimes with the leaves. Okay, so I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil so to get mine going, but you guys can wait until the end. Okay, I'm gonna have to do it in batches, you guys, because it's acting up. Maybe we should have done it in the blender. Okay, we're gonna start with that. Maybe some pistachios got stuck in the bottom. Is it the electricity?
It doesn't like it.
It doesn't want to work. What's going on? Let's see. Everything looks good. Sorry, you guys. I never have these technical difficulties.
It's normal. It happens to all of us in the kitchen. There you go.
But it doesn't want to go. Let me check my poblanos. It's going to continue to stir. There we go. Doesn't want to go. I just want to make sure there's nothing stuck, but no. Okay, so I'm gonna have to use the NutriBullet. Give me a quick sec.
No worries.
Which is totally weird. Let me go check on my poblanos.
They must smell delicious.
So they smell really good, and I continue to saute them for about 5 to 6 minutes. Let me fix this situation, and we'll get going again. That's weird. And I'm just gonna blend a few. Because I don't want that to happen all over again. But now I'm gonna have to add, to this, I'm gonna have to add my olive oil. And we're gonna season our pistachio pesto with salt and pepper, okay? And you can have this salsa or pesto in your fridge and just take it out before you wanna. Look at that. Nice and pretty. Ooh, and it also smells really good. You can also do your pesto as chunky or as soft, not soft, as smooth as you want it, okay? It's up to you. Kind of like it on the chunky side, but let's see if this NutriBullet helps to leave it on the chunkier side.
So Isabella, I don't think they were, but somebody came in a little late and they want to make sure the poblanos are not charred, right?
They are not charred. They are just cut into, chopped into just a rough chop on the poblanos, and you just have to get rid of the seeds. But they are not charred. You don't have to char them before. You're going to cook them directly on our pan, okay? And I'm gonna turn these guys off because they are ready to be blended. So I'm just gonna turn it off if you're cooking and see your poblanos are already softened and everything's looking good. And I'm gonna continue to blend my stove. Yes. Look at that, you guys. I'm gonna season. Oof. Okay, let me put it in a little bowl. Just gonna place it here. And I'm gonna season. Salt and pepper, but always taste first, you guys, okay? Always taste first before seasoning. So I have a bunch more, but I'm just gonna use this for the garnish. Ooh, that smells so good. It smells so good. Try a little bit of that pesto. You guys, the basil, I'm just gonna add a little bit of salt because honestly, it doesn't need it. Yeah, that's a little bit of pepper. You can show them that you can leave your pesto in whatever consistency you want to have it. I like to do mine chunky because since this pasta is has a super smooth poblano sauce, I like it like this. Oh my God, this on top of fish, this with chicken on a little taco, it's really good because we're using cilantro and we're also using basil. So it has that little like Mexican like twist, okay? And my food processor is fired. Fired for today. Okay, moving on, we have our pesto ready and I'll let you know what we're using for the sauce. Let me get my blender going. Good thing we're gonna end with a piquete because I think I need it now.
You're fine, Isabella.
Okay, you guys, real life here, we're live. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're going to bring our poblanos to our blender. Use a spoon, just like that. So we're gonna take our poblanos and place them in our blender. Okay, our poblanos, our jalapeño, our onion, with that butter and that olive oil, and we seasoned a bit with salt and pepper. And this is the base for our sauce, okay? We are going to add to this poblano cream sauce, we are obviously going to add cream, right? So what we're gonna do is we're going to add my favorite Cacique, crema mexicana, and then we're also going to add, heavy whipping cream, okay, you guys, and I'll let you know the dimensions. That's all. Ooh, and remember to get all that butter in there, you guys. I mean, it's not a lot of butter. Remember to get all the juices in there. Remember to get the jalapeno, the onion, because that's all the flavor. That's where all the flavor is. Nice little piece of jalapeno. There we go, you guys. Okay. So we have here what we sauteed in our pan. Is everybody okay? Do we need more time? Should I continue?
No, we're good, I think.
So here I have 1 cup of heavy whipping cream that we're going to add to our poblano jalapeño mixture. And then I'm going to add another cup of crema mexicana from Cacique. You can buy whatever you want, but this is, I like this one a lot. There we go. Ooh. And I love that I don't have to use a spoon for that Cacique. Really nice. Good. Okay. So I'm going to blend and I'm going to taste and then I'm going to season with salt and pepper. Okay, you guys? And I'm going to continue blending because I do want my sauce to be really smooth. Okay, so make sure everything blends well. Ooh. Well, that looks really good. Let's try it. You guys, it's so good on its own. It just needs to be seasoned a little bit, but it's so good. The smokiness of the poblano. Ooh, I'm gonna do 2 pinches of salt, and then I'll blend a little bit again, and I'll try it. And do just a little bit of pepper since it's already kind of peppery, but just a little bit to balance the flavors. Ooh. Okay, here we go again. There we go. Okay. It's amazing, I swear. I also use the same salsa, crema poblana, for my lasagna. And it's really good. I make my lasagna poblana, and this is the same sauce I use. So it's a good one, you guys. It's super versatile. And what we're gonna do is now we're gonna add it over. Yes, any questions?
No, but I'm thinking putting it over like chicken breast or something. Oh, that's.
Yeah, definitely. You can, like I said, you can drizzle this, you can do flautas, I've done enchiladas with this sauce. So you can go to Northgate and buy their pollo rostizado and just shred it and then do like little rolls for enchiladas and then get the sauce and bake it with some cheese. And I swear you guys, you have another recipe and you didn't even have to watch the class, okay? It's that good, it's that versatile. You can use it for so many things. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna pour our salsa, crema poblana. So we're gonna pour it over here, okay? There we go. Look at that, you guys.
That looks delicious.
Yeah, smells so good. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use some tongs and I'm gonna mix our pasta. Look at that, you guys.
Delicious. I told myself I have to go buy myself a house in San Diego so we could go visit you guys.
You can come visit whenever. You don't have to buy a house. But yeah, this is what our poblano pasta looks like, you guys. Look at that. It's beautiful. And if you cook it for a couple more minutes, or if you let it stand a bit, it's going to be a little bit more thick, on the thicker side, okay? But look at that. Saucy, delicious. Wow. Smells so good. And what we're gonna do now is we're going to plate it, okay? And here's where the pistachio pesto comes in. And I know you're like, oh my God, do we need it? yeah, you need it because it's so good and it adds that like crunch and that basil flavor. In my house, they sometimes add the whole pesto to the pasta. If you're feeling like you're doing that, you can also do that. But I personally like to add a little bit, like a little chunks of the pesto on top of my pasta. And because with every bite, it kind of like explodes in your mouth. So let's do that. Let's plate our pasta. Yeah. I know what I'm having for dinner now. Okay, let me just get a nice little swirl going. Yeah. Oof. Look at that. Let's get another more, a chunk more at the top. Twist it a bit. Oof, you guys, that looks so good. I'm just gonna clean my plate because I do like my things to also look pretty and also taste amazing. So I'm just gonna clean it a bit. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to add a little bit of that. Well, you can add as much as you want, but I'm gonna add chunks of that pesto on top, you guys. Look at that. Oof. Oof. And I'm going to add Parmesan cheese, and I'm going to top with basil leaves. Oof. And you can never have enough cheese, you guys. So there we go. Look at that. I'll just grab some basil leaves to garnish.
That looks delicious.
Okay. Oh, I love the way basil smells. So here we go. We're gonna add 2 little basil leaves to our Poblano Pistachio pasta. You guys, here we go. Look at that. Look at this pasta. I'm all green today. So this is our Pistachio Poblano pasta. And it's to impress your mother-in-law. No, just kidding. But it will definitely impress her because she's gonna be like, oh, what is that? Sounds so gourmet. Yes, it is gourmet. It's Mexican. We bought all our ingredients at our local Northgate, and it's so good, you guys. Please make this and take pictures, and we'll repost you and tag us because it's amazing. Look at that.
Yeah, everybody's saying beautiful.
A bunch of veggies.
Looks amazing, drooling, yum. Yes, I agree.
There you go. Any questions? Anybody cooked with us? Cooked along? Now you have this whole pot of pasta to feed your family, and you can place it in a Ziploc or a Tupperware and eat it the next day. You can prep ahead, and it's so good. And it's easy. You saw, it's easy.
Oh, that's awesome. Now,
should we move on?
Yes, especially I think you need it.
Yeah, let's go. Let's move on, you guys. Okay. So what we have going on here is my version of a martini, a Mexican martini, okay? So I'm not gonna sweeten this martini. I'm not gonna add a flavor. It's not like there used to be this restaurant in Tijuana that served the best cucumber martinis, but they still had vodka in it. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna switch it up, and we're gonna switch up our alcohol. So instead of using a traditional cleaning the glass with gin and then doing a vodka, we're gonna do a dirty Mexican, which sounds so intense and so, but we're gonna do it a dirty, because I like my martinis dirty. And I always laugh when I order one, and especially in Spanish, un martini extra sucio. I always crack up, but that's the way I like them. So that's the way we're gonna make. So what we have our liqueur, our orange liqueur, which is contru, or contro, and then we have our tequila Don Julio. And I will mention that please use a good tequila, a good quality, a high quality tequila, because you're gonna kind of drink it straight. It's not mixed in. So please invest in a good tequila, and we chose Don Julio Reposado, which is really good. And then what we're gonna do is we're going to, I combine my citrus juices, okay? So what I have going on here is the juice of half an orange and the juice of one whole lime, okay? And it's combined right here. And I have 2 tablespoons of the olive oil of the olive brine, okay? So where the olives come in, that little like juice, it's called brine, and it's so good, and that's what makes a martini dirty. So if you wanna do an extra dirty martini, you can add a little bit more of that. And then I have my olives, and then I have some lime wedges for garnish, and I'm also gonna rim the glass of these martinis, okay? So what we're gonna do first is we're going to rim. And I like to do it for these guys because I don't want it to look like a margarita. I'm just gonna do like a half a rim, okay? Just like a little garnish of kosher salt, just like that. Just so you can actually try this martini with some salt, but I don't want it to look like a margarita, okay? So that's what we're gonna do with that. Any questions?
No, we're all paying attention.
Okay, let's get going then. There we go. So it's a nice way to just like a little bit of salt and try your martini, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a bunch of ice to our martini shaker or our cocktail shaker. This is gonna get nice and cold, you guys, and that's how you're gonna know if a martini is done, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add 4 ounces of tequila reposado, okay? This is a 2-ounce measure, so we're gonna do 2 of these. Oof, that smells good, you guys. Maybe not as good as the poblanos, okay? But yeah, it smells good. Oof, nice. Go. And we're gonna do 2 ounces of the con. You can also use Gran Manera, but I like Contru because I actually bake with it. I make an olive oil orange liqueur cake, or a pound cake, and it has Contru. Ooh, that smells so good. So aromatic. You guys, it's really good. It literally smells like an orange, but you get boost. Okay, and we're gonna add our 2 tablespoons of olive brine, and then we're gonna add our juices, okay, our citrus juices. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna close our martini shaker, and you're gonna shake until the whole cocktail shaker is cold, okay? So I'm just gonna shake away, you guys. Wish I had some music for this. Look, it's already, and you can show them, it's already, I'm shaking away and it's already turning cold, the whole shaker. So I'm gonna shake like that. And don't be like, continue to shake, it's fine. Like, don't stop right away. Have a little bit of patience because martinis are so cold and they're so good. So continue to shake until your hands hurt because of the cold. You can just shake away, just like that. Está bien, están haciendo brazo. No se preocupen. Workout of the week. Okay. There we go. I think it's good. Okay, you guys, you can literally see that it's so cold. Okay, I think we're ready. Ooh. Questions before I pour?
I'm just waiting to see how it looks, but I don't know. I'll leave it to our audience.
That, guys. Ooh. Nice and cold. Ooh. Get those last drops, you guys. Look at that. And what we're gonna garnish is we're going to garnish with some olives, just like that. I love olives. There we go. Look at that. And we're also gonna add a little a little lime wedge because we did it the Mexican way. So there you go, you guys. Open this.
Wow.
This
So
I
who
do
are you?
have to fry.
So who are you sharing with?
My mom.
The camera woman.
The camera with me today. So look at that. So it's different. It has a different color than a regular martini. It's not your clear martini, but it is a dirty martini. So it is cloudy. And look at that, you guys. So good. There's also, if you want to do it extra Mexican, there's these olives that are stuffed with jalapeño that are really good as well. But what we're going to do now is I'm going to try it on its own. Oh my God, it's so good. And then I'm going to do a little bit of salt. You guys, it's so good. It tastes like I can taste the brine from the olives, but I can also I have that citrus going on. It's so good. Ooh,
It looks amazing, Isabella. And like everything you make, it looks so easy. Salud. Yes.
Salud.
salud. Any questions? I feel the camera is like a little crooked.
No, porque está mucha luz allá.
No, we're just excited. We have a couple more classes coming up
Yes.
next week.
Yes, we do. Exciting stuff, you guys, also coming up.
Yes. So we have Choco banana and Mexican mac and cheese. So Bernie's going to show us her Salvi Mex side. And then Vanessa's going to come back with a very healthy crispy cheese, baked broccoli tots, and Greek yogurt. And then we'll see you soon again, Isabella.
Yes, and on June 3rd, I have another class, and I'm going to share a family recipe that was passed down from my grandmother. And it's a family favorite, and I'm going to share it, and it's really special because I don't think she shared it with a lot of people, so I'm going to share it with you guys. And tune in. It's an artichoke jalapeño baked dipped, and it's baked in a molcajete. Okay, you guys, it's a good one. It's a good one.
Can't
So
wait.
come back on June 3rd and sign up for the classes. And if you make these recipes, tag us, tag me. My handle's in the bio of the classes, or at Isabella M. Funker, MFUNCKE. I know it's complicated. But yeah, you guys, tag us, tag Northgate. We love seeing everybody who cooks. We love seeing when you guys share recipes. And look at that. That's so good. Like, I'm gonna have to make this tomorrow again.
I need to make it tomorrow.
Yes.
Thank you. And thank you so much. Thank you everybody for joining us tonight. Have a great evening. And don't forget to tag us. See you soon.
Yes. Bye.